Hello and welcome to Animal Watch, and this week we're talking the huge Caucasian Shepherd,
the Turkish Kangal dog,
the Rottweiler, the Boerboel, the Dutch Shepherd.
Now, as it's Halloween, here at Animal Watch we like to give you something super scary and nail-biting. So this week I will be giving you my top 5 most deadly and scariest dogs I've ever met. Animal Watch has met the weird and deadly both in looks and in temperament. But today we narrowed down the 5 most lethal dogs we've ever filmed, and we will tell you why. Now, there are many dogs that perhaps are considered deadly, perhaps lethal. Some can be trained to be deadly, others are simply born lethal. But which dogs really have the edge on the other dogs on planet Earth? Which dogs could really take a human out if needed? And which dogs go in? No given. Today I will give you my expert opinion on Animal Watch's top 5 most deadly dogs of all time. Now, who am I to know this? Well, I've filmed the Rottweiler, the Doberman, the German Shepherd, the Dutch Herder, the Malinois, the XL Bully, the Alibi, the Caucasian Shepherd, the Kangal, the Boerboel, the Neapolitan Mastiff, the Akita, the Wolf Dog, and the Thai Ridgeback. The list goes on. So having met all of these dogs in person, I am confident that today I can make you shake and shiver for Halloween as I recount the top 5 deadliest dogs we've ever filmed. Let the countdown begin. At number 5. These dogs are smaller than your average super large guard dog, but what they lack in size, they make up for in ferocity and deadliness. Used by the police and army worldwide, these piranha teeth on an athlete's body will make mincemeat of any intruder, wildlife poacher, terrorist or criminal. Meet our Dutch Herder and Belgian Malinois. Guaranteed they will run faster than you and pull you down before you can get away, and their teeth will cut to the bone. Here we see our decoy being bitten on top of a bite suit, and he sustained pretty bad bruising even underneath that, which means that a real-life bite will tear your flesh, cut your muscle and chip your bone. If you are daft enough to run when you are told to stop by the military, then be sure to wait for the impending pull down that will knock you flying off your feet. Taught to bite like sharks from the moment they open their eyes, these dogs are in our top 5 most deadly, as their intelligence means that they can be trained to be lethal and be guaranteed to be lethal on command. Only their handler will be able to pull one of these off you, by which time you'll be begging for mercy. Here I am holding a Dutch Herder, which is having to be distracted by the decoy, so he knows that I am not handling him instead of his handler, as he was trained to respond to one person only in the whole world. I must admit, this is one of the few times a few beads of sweat popped up down my spine while filming Animal Watch. He had a huge leather muzzle put on him for my own protection. Otherwise, once he would have noticed me there, he would have turned on me in an instant. These dogs are no laughing matter, so with speed, intelligence and a ferocity which broke my GoPro in half during filming, with them puts them firmly at number 5. Number 4. These dogs will make you quiver simply looking at their immense size and weight. Gigantic and easily trained to destroy any intruder. Their jaws are huge and they drip with saliva, guaranteed blood poisoning and bone crushing if one was commanded to take out an intruder. Bred by African farmers to defend their livestock and property by mixing native African stray dogs with some of the world's most deadly mastiffs. These dogs, I was told, will turn from friend to foe in one simple command. I absolutely adored Kavanga here, who I filmed with, He weighed several stone more than me. His mouth easily could fit around my neck and even my head. His owner calmly informed me that he had a trigger word for Kavanga, which meant kill. So even though I was safe here with him, one small word would have meant I would have ended up in a pretty bad state. These dogs mean business, and one look of one of those over a fence and I'll guarantee that it will send you running. I felt safe with Kavanga and even considered having one for the future, as the stability of the breed meant that I could control his on and off switch. He accepted me and was friendly, but only because his owner said he was allowed to be. However, if I had suddenly threatened their farm and family, Kavanga would have immediately turned on me and taken me out. And for this reason, the Boerboel is number 4 in Animal Watch's most deadly dogs we've ever filmed. At number 3. These dogs have a reputation for being perhaps the deadliest dogs in the world for attacks, simply due to their popularity as well as their fierce reputation. There are simply so many in the world that it is inevitable for there to be some accidents out there. Banned in some countries, these dogs send shivers down people's spines when one is seen approaching on the end of a lead. If you happen to jump a fence and land in somebody's property and see these running full pelt towards you, say your prayers, as their reputation for shaking and biting with no mercy is well known. They have huge amounts of muscle, short, cobby, powerfully explosive legs, and a loyalty to their owner, which means trouble for any intruder. So don't be daft and never try your luck with one. Their wide, toothy grin means a wider, deeper, nastier bite and some bone-crushing power. Sadly, due to bad breeding in the last 50 years, some Rottweilers are not stable, which is extremely scary. There are occasional stories of them turning on friends and family in an instance, so be careful, as you won't know if the Rottweiler you meet is the stable, well-bred type or the terribly unstable biting machine from dodgy puppy farm breeders in Europe. Animal Watch filmed with the Rottweilers, and luckily for us, we got to meet some of the most stable Rottweilers in the world. But we were warned that they are not to be challenged, and even the most stable one will absolutely defend his house and family with his life. Often same-sex aggressive, these dogs can be dog-killing machines too, so be sure to keep your snappy toy dog away, as they won't take any bother from badly behaved pooches. The Rottweiler makes number 3 on our list, as their reputation goes far and wide, almost as wide as those row upon row of teeth, whose crushing power will give you lifetime scars as a memento, as long as you get to keep your arm, that is. At number 2, now we are getting truly scary, as we are now coming to dogs which can be unstable, so not always going to do as the owner wants them to do, as they were bred to be independent thinkers. These are the flock guardians, the wolf killers, and the trespasser killers. These dogs are sometimes so huge that they are chained to trees, as the owner can't hold the lead themselves, as their launch power is unbelievable. These dogs will do anything to guard their territory and the animals and family that come with that, and we've seen this with our very own eyes here at Animal Watch. The Kangal, notorious for stories of them slaughtering wolves, giving their lives for the flock and attacking until they die. These dogs are absolutely petrifying, as red mist will override all senses as they do the duty that you have taught them to do. The Kangal family also includes the Malinois and the huge Boz dog. These dogs tower over their owners, and believe you me, I've experienced a smaller Kangal pull me off my feet and drag me across a field once he saw a possible dog intruder. I have been told stories of Kangals dying for their flock, so there isn't an off switch when they fight for their loved ones. There are many stories of Kangal deaths, as they will go until the bitter end. You better hope that you have control of your huge beast, as if this dog is not trained and controlled, you may have a mess on your hands, both canine and human. I found the Kangals that I met very mild-mannered and friendly, but I also witnessed their button flick on, and their independent streak means that even their owners may have problems controlling their need to guard you and your animals. Just imagine 15 stone of Boz dog charging towards you. This is why the Kangal comes in at number 2 out of Animal Watch's most deadly dogs of all time. So now it brings us to number 1. It's hard as we have met so many unbelievably amazing, tough, well-trained and loyal dogs who are also lethal and deadly. But one dog that comes to mind, who is king of all the dogs we have filmed here at Animal Watch, can you guess who? He looks like a lion. His mouth looks as wide as a lion's mouth. His eyes tell you that he can switch on and off in a second, from tolerant to an absolute killing machine. It's the Caucasian Shepherd, otherwise known as the Ovcharka bear dog, used in Russian prisons in the past to catch escaping criminals and used to defend flocks of sheep from wolf and bear attack. These dogs are renowned for being perhaps the deadliest dog on the planet. They are immense, they are super loyal to their owners, but equally they have that independent streak, which makes them deadly, as a badly handled and trained one will think for himself, and if you are a weak owner, you will have absolutely no control over this dog. His thick fur and mane around his neck blocks other canines' teeth from piercing his throat, a clever breeding characteristic used so these dogs can fight as long as possible without injury. With a wide grin to challenge our Boerboel, you can see the deadliness of his teeth and bone-crushing capabilities. German Shepherds, Malinois and Doberman can be deadly, but they are controllable dogs. The Caucasian Shepherd will look after you. He will man up and be alpha over you and your family, so you had better be in control of him and have his respect. Also, what makes him even more dangerous is that if you abuse him, his independent streak means he will have no problem directing his aggression onto you. I filmed with Mighty Maximus, the UK's largest Caucasian Shepherd, and when I lay on the floor and he towered above me, I could read his eyes, and he was constantly looking at his owner for guidance. Luckily for me, he was told that I was a friend. I have seen him smash himself against the garden fence and show his dominance through the house window. There is no messing with this dog. Can he kill a wolf? Well, the fur certainly will help protect him, and his guarding instinct means he's another dog who will die fighting, so beware. So happy Halloween, and here are a few highlights of some of the other almost deadly dogs we filmed. Remember to click subscribe to make sure that you are kept up to date with all of our weekly episodes. You can find the subscription button in the bottom hand corner. The Thai Ridgeback. This dog was the only dog I filmed with that actually really scared me. He meant business, and I cracked a few sweat beads filming with him. I would never mess with a dominant Thai Ridgeback whose independent streak means that he can be extremely deadly. The Alibi. These dogs were ferocious. They were, however, trained to be antisocial, and I am sure that if I had met socialised ones, I would have had an experience similar to the Kangal or Caucasian Shepherd. I prayed that they didn't escape when I filmed, as I would have been toast. The Neapolitan Mastiff. Naturally wary, these dogs look like squishy manatees, but their cautious nature means sometimes they overreact, and I did almost get bitten from the female one I filmed. Renowned for guarding and being independent thinkers, these dogs are not to be messed with. The German Shepherd. I learned the tough way by having one bite down so hard on my arm that I sustained nerve damage lasting 1 week. He is deadly, but due to him being so easily handled and responsive, didn't quite make my top 5. The Doberman again can be deadly, but also quite slim and delicate compared to the other breeds. I feel is not quite so intimidating. I found them super cute, to be honest. Finally, the Czechoslovakian wolf dog. There is no point mentioning the wolf dogs mixed with huskies or malamutes, as they simply run away. But the Czechoslovakian wolf dog is certainly lethal in the wrong hands due to his German Shepherd content. I have experienced firsthand my dogs guard me in public and also my property, as well as experiencing almost life-changing bites whilst breaking up a dog fight. I can see why the Czech army used them as border control dogs, but due to the fact that the wolf content actually makes them nicer and run away sometimes, they don't quite make my top 5. And if you want to give your friends and family a Halloween scare, then why not buy one of these scary dog muzzles with painted on teeth, guaranteed to make your adrenaline pump. It can make even the silliest dog look scary. Well, I hoped you enjoyed my episode, and you can find all of the past episodes featuring all of the dogs I have mentioned in my playlists. I will also put the links in the description below and also at the end of the video. Have a happy Halloween, and forget those werewolves coming to get you. There are plenty of lethal guard dogs out there that are more than happy enough to grab you if you break the law. Bye for now. Please be sure to check out the Animal Watch Teespring store, where we have got lots of spooky Halloween merchandise of Kumi Wolf and I. If there isn't something there that you need, just drop us a line and we will get it added to the store.